If you're one of the many people that struggles with contouring, or maybe you're just overthinking it, I'm going to walk you through a really easy contouring tutorial showing you and telling you all of my quick tips, tricks, and why I contour the way I do, and how you can adjust the techniques to kind of fit your own face. That way, by the end of today's video, you'll feel much more confident about contouring. Let's get started. Okay, so my foundation is already on. This is my little zit friend, Zachary. So say hi to Zachary, everybody. So we are gonna be contouring today. Now with contouring, you can do it very differently. A lot of people, I feel, think it's like a one size fits all kind of thing, and it's not. Everyone should be contouring specifically to their face, but the overall techniques and the knowledge that goes into making an informed decision, if you will, on how you're gonna contour is what matters most. So today I'm gonna show you how I contour, and I'll tell you obviously why I do it the way I do it. That way you can kind of adjust things to your own specific face shape, but you'll still understand how to contour, and that way it'll help you figure out how you should do it for your own face, if any of that made any sense. So for starters, we're gonna go in with concealer. Now, with concealer, typically people either use a shade that's the same shade as their foundation shade, or they'll go one shade lighter just to kind of bring some brightness and a little bit more of a dramatic effect to their contouring. I am one of those people that it's pretty much one shade lighter. Sometimes it's close to my skin tone. It really just depends on what I'm feeling for the day. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply a little bit of this concealer at the very top of my head because I have a big 5 head. And what this is going to do is help kind of bring attention to the center of my forehead. And then when we contour with our contouring powder later, that's going to help shrink our forehead. So it'll all work together to just really kind of make my face feel like pointed and bring all the attention to the center of my face to kind of shrink my face, if you will. So we're going to apply a little bit of concealer there. I'm going to apply a little bit down the bridge of my nose. Same concept as the forehead. This is going to be part 1 of the contouring in today's video to kind of shrink the face, because who doesn't want a more snatched nose? I know I do. So for me, I'm going to apply a little bit underneath my lip, and then for the under eyes, a lot of people you'll see either do a little check mark or they'll fill it in completely and do the weird triangle. You really don't need a lot of concealer when you're doing your under eyes. So what I like to do is just go along the sides of my nose first. Then what I like to do is just do a couple little lines or dots, and then I take it up diagonally. So why I apply my concealer diagonally right here is because when I blend it out with my little sponge, it's going to create a nice sharp line and give me a lifted effect. Because at the end of the day, for most people, myself included, we always want a lifted, snatched appearance. We want to really lift our face. We don't want to drag it down and make ourselves look older or depressed. Now, some people will take their concealer and they'll also put a little bit right here, right where your cheekbone is, and then take it down a little bit. This gives it more of a snatched appearance when, like I said, we contour with our powder later. I don't need that, also because I have facial hair, so it already kind of gives my face a little bit more of a shape and like an angle, so I don't need that, but you can do that if you want to do that. So next we're going to take our little damp beauty sponge, and I'm just going to start blending out all of the concealer. What I like to do to make sure it's super blended is just really stamp it in place, and it'll kind of blend itself out. And then I go in tiny little circular motions. This really helps to ensure that there's a nice gradient between the concealer and your foundation. That way it doesn't just look like concealer foundation. We want it to blend seamlessly so it just all goes together cohesively. I like to blend out the areas of concealer that has the least amount first, because if I were to do my under eyes or my forehead first where there's a lot, then when I go to my chin or my nose where I don't want a lot and there's not a lot of space, I'm gonna apply too much concealer and then it's gonna be a mess. I like to keep everything in place exactly where it needs to be. Next, I'm going to blend out my forehead concealer. Again, I'm just stamping everything in place. And even before I start going in circular motions, if you look, it already just starts blending it outwards for you. But then, like I said, I'll just start going in little circular motions just to blend everything together and make it look seamless. Next, we're going to move on to the under eyes, and I'm going to start on the side of my nose and really press it in place and press it up into the corner of my eye. Look upwards when you're blending it. That way you can really get up in there without like stabbing yourself in the eye. And then I'll just start slowly going over and blending out that concealer. Again, I'm really just stamping everything in place and letting it blend itself out. And then I will go upwards at an angle right here, all the way up into my hairline. Now, I usually get a little bit too much concealer on the sponge, so I'll just stamp it off on a paper towel and then go back in, because I don't want a ton, but I want enough to obviously blend out. So do you see how it has that line? That's exactly what we want. It kind of lifts my face, and we'll do that obviously on the other side as well. But once we get to the other part of our contouring, you'll really see the effect. Okay, next we're gonna move on to the final part of our contouring. Now you can either use a contouring powder like this, or you can use a cream contour. I prefer powder. I feel like powder is easier to work with, and you can build up the level of pigmentation, whereas if you use a cream contouring product, I feel like you can over apply really, really easily and then it's hard to tone it down. I'd rather build it up than have to try and tone it down, if that makes sense. So here's the thing with contouring. Some people will group contouring and bronzing in as one thing, and some people keep it separate. At the end of the day, technically speaking, bronzer and contour are different. Contour products are products such as this that have more of a cool undertone because you're emulating shadows when you're contouring to kind of give depth to your face and chisel out certain areas like your cheekbones. But on the flip side, a bronzer is more of a warm toned product because it's meant to hit the high points of your face and bring warmth back to your face and typically be placed where sunlight would typically hit just to give you that bronze moment. For me, I don't like to do both a contouring product and a bronzing product because when I use typical cool toned contouring products, it just ends up being too gray for me and I don't like the way it looks on me. It looks kind of dirty. So I always personally go in with more of a neutral bronzer, which is kind of an oxymoron because bronzers are warm toned, not neutral. But I have found some like Sunkissed from Makeup Geek where it's kind of in the middle, where it has a tiny amount of warmth, but also is cool toned enough to work as a contouring product. So if you want to just kind of make it into one step, do that. That's what I do, and it looks great. Another one that I use is this one from e.l.f. Cosmetics. I believe this is also called Sunkissed. I'm not sure. So it's not super warm, so it's not like a true bronzer, but it's not super cool tone, so it's not a true contouring product either. It's kind of like in the middle. So I'm actually going to use the e.l.f. one today to show you. And when we're applying this, we want to use a fluffy brush like this because we want to diffuse the product and give it a nice glow and just a nice blend and have everything be flowing and nice. If you were to use a product like, I don't know, something, I'm just trying to like grab out of my brushes, like this, where it's a bit more dense, it's going to be a little bit more streaky than you might want. If you do want a really harsh contour, which you do you boo, then use something a bit more dense when it comes to brushes, I mean. But if you just want a nice glow, a nice contour, a nice moment, use something fluffy. So I like to just stamp into my bronzer to get a nice amount on the brush. You can tap it off a little bit if you need to. Now, when I'm contouring, what you want to first start off with is your cheekbones. I just feel like it's the easiest way to start off contouring and kind of go around the perimeter of your face. So where your cheekbones are, you can like do the whole kind of thing, but when you place your brush handle against your cheekbone, like wherever it sinks in, which is for me right here, like I can't push up any further because that's my cheekbone, that's where I'm going to apply it. So for me, I like to do a combination of circular motions like this and stamping motions. It depends on the product really. This one has nice payoff, so I don't need to stamp it as much to get the color to show up, but I do like to go back and forth like I said. And when you're applying it on your cheek area, don't go past the outer third of your eye. So if your eye was split into 3, this would be the half point. This right here is kind of your outer third. You don't want to go past that. So as you can see, it's kind of where the end of my contour is. It kind of goes right to there, which is perfect because if you go further than that, it kind of ruins the illusion and it kind of drags your face down. And we always want to look lifted and snatched, not dragged down. Now I like to take it up into my hairline just because I don't want that separation of color between my foundation and my bronzer. It just looks kind of weird. Now, if you're someone who doesn't have facial hair and you want to sculpt your jawline and get it to be a bit more snatched and sharp, just kind of like tighten your throat, like push your tongue up against the roof of your mouth and like clench, like that, and just go along the jawline, the jawbone, and just go all the way across it. And then what I like to do is also kind of flick my brush down, again, just to make sure things are kind of blended and seamless. But if you have facial hair, you don't really need to. I actually always do just out of habit, but like you don't need to. Now what I like to do since I have a rather large forehead is I used to kind of just go around the perimeter, but I actually like to bring it right onto my forehead, like right in the front. This is gonna help kind of shrink my forehead. And what I like to do is kind of imagine where I applied my concealer. Do you remember how we blended it out in a circle? So I just kind of envision that circle, which is right here, and I take my contour right to that circle, right where the lines would meet, and then I go, pull my hair up, and then I go right across it. So it kind of makes a little arch right here. So once this is done, you'll have your concealer, which is right here. This is hard to do in a monitor. Right here, so it's kind of like its own little arch, and then the contour is all the way around it. Does that make sense? That makes sense. Now, if you have areas of your face that maybe the bronzer or contour was a bit too pigmented for you, you can just take your foundation sponge and just lightly stamp over it to kind of tone it down. And of course, it's gonna help blend everything together. Now when we're contouring our nose, I take that same product that I just did on the rest of my face and I just go along the bridge of my nose on both sides. And I like to make sure that the bronzer or the contouring powder is a bit too pigmented. That way when I blend it out, I'll lose just enough pigmentation so that I'll still have the contour, but it's not like overwhelming, if that makes sense. So I just take my sponge and I just stamp over it. It'll tone it down a little bit while still giving me a little bit more of a snatched nose. If you don't want to contour your nose, don't worry about it. After your contouring is done, then you can go in with your blush and your highlighter and all that good jazz in your eyes and do the rest of your makeup. But for the sake of this video, I just wanted to show you how I contour, why I contour the way I do, and kind of give you guys some tips, tricks, and a little bit of extra information that'll help you make a more accurate decision when it comes to contouring your own face. So I hope this video was super helpful. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know in the comments below, and of course I will answer all of them promptly. But that is all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up down below. Click that big red subscribe button so you can join my YouTube family. Turn on my video post notifications by clicking that bell icon and switching it to all. And I thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have the day you deserve.